Well, I wasn't confronted. He was saying things within my earshot, but not to me, and saying some pretty vile things. And apparently he didn't expect that I would not stand idly by for it. And I think I put him in his place. You don't have, just because someone is running for office doesn't mean you have an unabridged right to say whatever nasty and vile things you want. And that part of doing that means that someone's going to respond to you. And by the way, it's the way it's going to be as mayor too. There are going to be people who are going to think that they can say whatever they want, and the answer is that they can't. But in the spirit of the new year, I forgive you.
Right, because it seemed a little different. Like even upstairs, there's a woman who didn't seem thrilled to see you.
Can I tell you something? I am a positive. None of what I've seen in this campaign can hold a candle to my advocacy for Obamacare and some of the angry things you said to me about that. I don't mind people getting in my grill. That's good. That's politics. But when you start saying vile, racist things about my wife, when you start saying things using dirty words, get curse words around children, and doing it, shouting them out to someone after someone. I just thought it was inappropriate, and I think he deserved to be put in his place. And I think that, but I certainly forgive him. I just don't. I think there is a certain, people can say things to me, and they're welcome to do it, and they frequently have. But someone who just upstairs said they disagree with me on stuff, that's their right to do it. That's what elections are for. I long since gave up the idea I'm going to get every vote now.
How did you feel to have them sing Happy Birthday to you upstairs?
It was very nice. It was a reminder that it is my birthday, which I'm reaching that point in my life that I don't like to be reminded of that stuff anymore, but it was very nice. This was an amazing center. This senior center dedicated to the LGBT community is exactly the way we have to help people have their senior years with dignity, even if they, regardless of what communities they come from. A lot of seniors don't feel comfortable being in a traditional senior center. This is one that I wanted to call attention to, and I'm glad you guys are here.
There was the situation with George McDonald at the debate, and now there was this today. There are the stories of the salad throwing and stuff. Do you think you have an anger management problem?
Hey, listen, that's what Peter King thinks. Look, when someone, I don't see the value as a citizen or as an elected official when someone says something outrageous or does something outrageous, telling them it's outrageous. Mm-hmm. Who do you do a favor when you act like everything's normal when someone tries to shut down the consideration of the 9/11 bill on procedural vote after telling you personally that they would not? Who benefits when someone says something racist and you treat it as if it's a polite thing to do? Who benefits from that? I think New Yorkers need a leader who's going to express an emotion if it's appropriate. And, the idea, if something is outrageous, I'm going to say it's outrageous. And it's puzzling to me about this notion that you're supposed to somehow, act as if everything's okay when someone says something biased or bigoted or tries to hold someone else down or tries to deny people their health care under the 9/11 bill. If you want a mayor who's going to pretend everything's all right when things that are outrageous are happening, don't vote for me. Because when I think something's outrageous, I'm going to say it.
And why do you think there's this general perception that you might be unraveled or kind of becoming unhinged as this campaign goes on?
That's my perception. I don't know if that's a perception. I know that it's a lazy narrative you might want to run with, and that's kind of been your stock and trade. So feel free to go with that. But I answered your question. You're free to answer another one, but don't characterize someone else as having a perception when you're talking to yourself. That's lazy reporting.
Well, I've seen that throughout the media. Is that
so you're asking why the media has an echo chamber about this as you cast your eyes to other members of the media to get their nodding approval?
So that's you think it's the media characterizing that way?
Until you asked the question about why I express passion about something that I feel passionate about. And then you did this technique of saying, other people think. Why didn't you tell me? You asked me a question I can answer. I can't answer you what other people think. If other people believe, for example, you and perhaps Peter King both think it's outrageous to stand on the floor of Congress and fight for the 9/11 health care bill, and when the Republicans use procedural techniques to try to stop people getting health care who are dying, you're supposed to say, the distinguished gentleman, it's very nice to say that. No, you act outraged. You
Right.
act angry to do it. I mean, I understand that. I mean, your newspaper has endorsed my opponent, so you're.
I
you
don't
know.
work there. It's an
who do
out-of-date
you work
press pass.
for?
Talking Points memo.
Oh, never heard of it. Any other questions? Great. Thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.